Welcome to the first day of Football Friday. It's 7:21 on Good Morning Ozarks. Keith O'Neill and Charlie Ingram. 63.3 degrees is our temperature this morning. Feels like 63.4. It's time to go and get on the field. Just heard from Travis with a Reed Spring going to Parkview, and we're going to turn the page. Go Pirates. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
We call him Bear.
Bear.
You might call him Coach Aaron Hafner.
I got a bear outside of my house now. I think of you every time we see that bear.
That's pretty cool.
That's kind of nice, Keith.
Yeah.
Nice looking bear, too.
It is nice looking bear.
Well, Bear, it's here.
It's here.
And so let's talk about how the summer went. And first of all, I want to do with our listeners like we did with Travis. Go back where you went to high school, and then to the college, and where you coached, so we can give the listeners as they get to know you a little better.
Yeah, I think we only have 20 minutes, but
we got to find out. I got you.
Okay. So I graduated from Frontenac High School over in southeast Kansas, just kind of a suburb of Pittsburgh, Kansas. But my dad was a superintendent over there. And then I went to SBU and played for 4 years. And then I from there I started my coaching career at Webb City as an assistant coach and a math teacher. And after that, just started getting into head coaching. And then I was in college football for 12 years and then got back out. And, I've been around the block a little bit as far as coaching. And every experience has been wonderful. But it's great to be a Pirate. And this is going to be my 5th season here.
Coach Bear, let me tell you, of the 35 years we've been here, watched football up and down, we had some good times. And you got Coach Hancock still helping you. And just a lot of great memories, and Travis covered those with us yesterday. Bo Jackson is a name you might hear sometime. Bo's now the head of the White River Electric Cooperative Company, and he was a good running back. But having you come and putting a refreshment in the program has been very, very good.
Yeah, it's been very exciting, and just to see the growth of our program and just the young men and within our program. And it's I had an opportunity to speak at Rotary on Wednesday for lunch, and just talking about it's great to see these young men 5-10 years down the line. If we're not impacting young men, that 5-10 years down the line they're not doing something great with their life. And hopefully the values that we try to instill in our program and the standards we set, they can just take a little bit of it, because if they can take a little bit of it, it's just going to make them better human beings.
Coach Hafner, let's talk about something briefly before we dive into the season. I've watched the Pee Wee football of the Little Pirates with my grandson, and to watch him now over at junior high, different level of football, explain how important it is for those young kids that have been running that offense, doing what they've done at that young level, and you've been very strong in that. What's that like?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And, Jacob Hammond runs our youth program, and he does an excellent job. And but when we got here, it was really important, like just that, I mentioned that I started my coaching career in Webb City and how blessed I was to be able to do that. But it's, I had an opportunity to work with the best and to see what they did with their youth programs and then carry that over to their junior high programs. And when the kids come in as freshmen, they know your system,
right.
And it's at a very basic level, but, now you can expand on that a little bit quicker and take it to the high school, age level and the complexity of sometimes that gets. But it's huge. If, with the system that we have and running the flexbone triple option stuff, it is very huge that you start at a young age, just that people appreciate it and people learn to just the fundamentals of things. That it's one of those offenses. It's very niche, but it's like one of those things that if you don't start early, then it's hard to get it rolling.
Scott McCauley, what do you think?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, I think it's here. I think it's here. I was just enjoying listening to you guys. It's good to be hanging out with you again.
Well, it's great to have you, and thank you so much for your time. How was your summer? What camp did you go to?
I didn't. I wish I'd have gone to a camp. Instead, I was working at multiple things going on this summer. So that was funny. We were so busy this summer that I said, okay, I finally get a chance to rest for a few days. I looked up and it was August, and I'm going, okay, we got football season getting ready to come up. So
yes.
Really, really pumped up to get things going.
Scott, I was in a little situation several weeks ago. Travis Bronner couldn't help me. He was out of town on a mission trip. Turned me over to a friend of his, an ENT in Springfield. His name is Jacob Smith. I saw he was a University of Arkansas guy. Got to his office to have my procedure done, and he walked in and I said, "Go Hogs." And he said, "Did you read all my bio?" I said, "No. I'm from Harrison." I said, "We're changing doctors."
Oh, my goodness.
So let's go. We open with Harrison tonight, Scott.
Oh, I tell you what. Well, I got to say, I had, Charlie, you remember Stuart Pratt, who was the AD at Branson for several years, and he is now the superintendent down there. I actually had Stuart on my show yesterday, and, this game has really become so big that both communities are talking a lot about it. Of course, we were able to get help from Pella Windows and Doors to sponsor a trophy that so far has been in each school's trophy case 1 year. Obviously, we're hoping it gets a more permanent home in Branson after tonight. But this is, I think, and Aaron, you and I talked about this earlier this week, this game has really captivated both communities, and it is a great way to start the season.
It is, and it's we had this vision a few years ago, and when we change conferences, there's always things that change, and what it changed with our conference was it gave us some open dates in the beginning, and for so many years the COC kind of locked us into a schedule, and we didn't have any non-conference games and different things like that. Well, this has opened up the window for us to. I don't know, Scott, you may know, but I think it was the mid-'80s was the last time we played Harrison until we played a couple of years ago. But this has been a tremendous little rivalry that's just getting started. But for 2 years, we've had just unbelievable crowds and the energy that comes into this game. And for Pella Windows and Doors to have that trophy, it's a big deal to our kids. It's a big deal to our community, and it's nice to have that thing sitting in the front office. For the whole year, and then it's just cool. You guys know I'm a Big Ten guy, so I love the Big Ten, playing for all those trophies, the pigs and the
old oaken buckets.
Oh, you got to love all that stuff.
Okay, so here I got a question for you, Coach, because we played Harrison in the 80s. I remember that. Okay, they hurt us. Okay, we got hurt, but something else happened. I want to know when did you all came. Why did it take 2 days to play Harrison, Scott?
Well, that was something none of us could control. It was called the weather. And the weather came in. We had lightning and storms that night. And I know we've told this story before, but I'm not sure everyone heard the whole background. But basically, the officiating crew that was there that night said, after we got close to 10 o'clock, and said, we all got a college game tomorrow. We can't finish this game. And so literally they had to find officials overnight. They got another crew in there to finish the game on Saturday, and the Pirates ended up winning that one. But I've done this for many, this is season 37 for me at Branson football. And I think if I write the book, that one will be close to the top of the list of strangest occurrences. Wow. For sure.
It was an interesting, few hours there trying to figure out what was going on, and it worked in our favor because we were down at half.
I was going to say, I remember you were down.
Yeah, and then we came back and played 3 or 4 the next day, and ended up winning that ball game. But just a great start to that rivalry. And then going down there last year, they beat us by a touchdown, and another great back and forth game. And that's what rivalries are all about. I would expect nothing different this evening.
Well, when the Pee Wee team, I keep calling Pee Wees, the Little Pirates, played in Harrison, what a facility, what a fan group. Let's just beat the Goblins tonight. Okay. Go, Scott.
That's the key. And the other thing about this rivalry that's I think is so important is that both programs are good. So not only is it good for the communities, but this is a good start to the season, Coach, to see where you're at. And I'm sure Coach Pascal and the folks in Harrison feel the same way.
For sure. I mean, I think if you look at our schedule last year going into districts, just our regular season schedule, it wasn't even close that Harrison was the best team that we played last year, and to play them week one's okay. I think every coach has a different mindset about that, and to each their own. I think playing good opponents early in the season to kind of just get the kids ready for the speed of the game, and especially some of the newer players that haven't played a lot of varsity snaps on Friday, playing good speed and good physicality and all that. I think it just makes you better, throughout the year, and it helps things slow down as the season progresses, and we all know that our district's going to be challenging year in and year out, and that speed's going to be there. And Harrison just helped us prepare for that.
Before I turn this back to Scott, I have a couple of questions, Keith.
Yes, sir.
Number one, Nebraska opens against Ohio, not Ohio State, because they picked a big winner there.
A week from tomorrow.
Missouri State, they're going to Texas A&M, but their check will arrive in the mail. So before I give it back to you, Scott, are you ready?
Well said, Charlie, and that pretty well sums it up.
Are you ready?
For folks that tonight, and Charlie and Keith, we probably need to let everyone know on this. For folks going to the game tonight, they need to really watch the different uniforms, because that's about the only way you're going to be able to tell these teams apart, because both teams run the same offense. They're very similar on defense. And the other side of this is that both almost have the same kind of makeup of team. Both squads have a lot of skilled people back, putting some new people in, especially some of the line positions. Aaron, it's like you're going to be playing a mirror tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing on film as well. We've exchanged some summer stuff, some summer scrimmages, and some preseason scrimmages and stuff. And Coach Pascal's done a nice job. I think he's like the, fourth or fifth, sixth all-time winningest coach in the state of Arkansas in high school football. He's got an unbelievable background. Won a state championship at Cross County last year, 1A or 2A school, but great. Obviously, he's an exceptional coach. He's been great to get to know him, but they're going to be a well-coached team. You're going to see flexbone offense on both sides of the ball, and just a physical football game. And I've said this a few times, but when you have two teams that run option football like the Army-Navy game, you better not go to the concession stand, because the game's going to be over pretty quick, so it's going to happen real quick.
Scott McCauley, I have a question.
Sure.
Are you ready for the Great Deception?
Well, you know what? It was a good thing that I was at the Red-Black scrimmage game last week, because I had a chance because we did a little test of the equipment and kind of did some plays, and indeed a couple times I got fooled a little bit on those, so I'm prepared for it. But here's my attitude on that: if it's fooling me, then chances are it's fooling the defense too, and I have no problem going back and say, yeah, I missed it, but we still scored.
There you go. Hey, Scott, a couple of questions for the coach from you.
Okay. Here's a couple of questions that I think are pretty important here. First off, as we look at tonight's ball game, we look at, as we just said, some mirror images. What do you need to see tonight to know that your team is on the right path to get going this season?
Yeah, I think just those, just plugging in some newer players in some positions, and how can they catch up with the speed of the game and physicality and different stuff. And it's time to go play a football game. If you count from the summer and preseason practice, you're talking practice 36 yesterday. So that's a lot of practicing before a ball game. And the boys and coaches and everybody else, it's time to go play. It's time to go see what we can do. And but how fast can these young players that we have, and not just the young players, but the players we have that haven't played a lot of Friday night snaps, how fast can they catch up with the speed of the game? That's going to be the key. I mean, and that's for every team that's playing tonight as well.
The other side too is that you have. I know we talked about a little bit about this earlier this week. Obviously, there's some I would say question marks. There's some newer players on the line, especially. You got a lot of skilled players back, like I said. But one thing I almost didn't really realize until you and I talked the other day. On the defensive side of the football, you've got quite a few guys back, and you've got some pretty good speed over there too.
Yeah, not only do we have a lot of returning starters back, there's 7 or 8 of those kids that are back, but we also have the other players that are filling in have a lot of experience of playing in different packages and nickel packages and dime packages, and so there's a lot of experience over there. And I've said all along here through camp and everything that our defense is a little bit ahead of our offense, which happens this time of year, but it also happens when you have a more experienced group. So it's been great for us in practice with a younger offensive line to go against some veteran defensive linemen that make you play really darn good every day in practice, or it's going to cause you some problems. So it's been great. I think anytime your defense is good, it sharpens your offense, and vice versa. But the old adage of iron sharpens iron, and right. I think that can pay off big for us tonight.
Well, let's see how it goes. 7 o'clock. Right?
Are we two platoon? Are we two platooning?
we have a few kids that do, that are going to go both ways, but up front on the offensive defensive line, we do our very best just to keep those guys on one side of the ball. Just
that's a big deal.
Just try to keep them fresh. It's not cold outside last time I checked. So
Scott McCauley, wrap us up. We got Art Haynes coming to talk about the Chiefs, but this is so much fun, kind of being reinvigorated. Keith, talk to our listeners for just a second about what they've talked about young people and teaching them. And how important that is, Keith.
Yeah, it's more than a game. And with all of our coaches, that's one of the things that stands out is that they're teaching them to be great leaders, great dads, great husbands. And, that's very important. We heard that yesterday with Travis. Comes back, and he's the EMT here in town. And some guys from this team, Coach, we're going to find out what they do.
Scott, wrap us up.
Okay, here we are. Tonight is the opening night of the high school football season. Of course, all of our games will be online at moarksports.com. For years, we've had Branson football on KRZK 106.3. That will continue. Of course, we also cover the Harrison Goblins in our family of stations, so our crew from Harrison will be up here tonight, and New Country 102.9 is where you'll find them. Reed Spring football on my 100.1 as well. Now, I also want to really quick talk a little bit about a new feature this year, the tailgate parties that we're doing this year. We're going to do a tailgate party every week of the season, but it'll be at different locations. Now, obviously, we'll be at Branson tonight for the game against Harrison. Josh Clark, who's been my broadcast partner the last few years, is now doing solely the tailgate parties, but they're going to be going to different places every week at one of our Moark schools. Next week, for example, Josh will be down in Harrison when the Goblins play Mountain Home and doing a tailgate party down there. Our friends at Capaldi's One Stop and Ken Bowling Construction are making those possible early this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be spending the afternoon getting prepped for all the games in the area, and we're looking forward on moarksports.com.
Who's in the booth with you tonight?
Well, Kevin Russell will be joining me. Kevin was our play-by-play voice for Forsyth the last few years, but his two children are now in the high school, so he wanted to be around the program more. And Drew Russell, who a Branson grad, you probably remember him, Charlie. Drew Russell is going to go back and take over the Forsyth games this year. The rest of our crews are the same from last year, and we're geared up. I mean, I think we're like everyone else. We want some football, and we're ready to be there tonight.
It's time for football. Before I let you go, I want you to comment on this for me. Coach, when you went through your bio, I knew we liked you. And I got Kansas, I got all that. But SBU, I didn't know you were a Bolivar guy.
Yep, I played there for my stepdad, Wayne Haynes. He was the head coach there, and had several opportunities to go do some different stuff, and just felt like that's where I needed to be.
My goodness.
Had a great experience there. Yep.
Crazy. What position did you play?
Quarterback. I was a quarterback.
Oh, my.
All right.
Did you know that, Scott?
I did not know. Well, I didn't know that, and the reason I didn't know that is because right now, Barry, you coach what on the team? What's your specialty position?
Offensive line. Yeah, I'm an offensive line guy. I always have been.
Steve, that's why Steve Hancock loves you.
There you go.
So, did you throw the ball when you were at SBU?
No, we ran the option.
Yeah, you know what? That's why Steve likes him, because what did Steve say? Anything over a 3-foot pitch is a problem.
Yep.
Wrap it up, Coach.
Yeah, just excited about Friday night and starting the season, and just really proud of our guys and kind of just getting to this point and the hard work that they've put in. And I know everybody's looking forward to this game tonight, and I think anytime the first Friday night and you can have a rival game against two local communities, I think that it's just something that everybody can get out and celebrate and have a good time tonight. So we're looking forward to that crowd and the energy that it creates for a great football game.
All right, thank you, sir.
Scott, I have my radio on, listening to you tonight. Telling me again how to listen.
Okay, it'll be on Legends 106.3 KRZK, plus online at moarksports.com. Really quick, I do want to remind folks, the name of the synonymous with Branson Schools, John Earl Chase, will be going on to the Pirate Wall of Honor. That ceremony at 6:40 tonight, so I did want to make sure to get that in, and we'll look forward to having everyone there.
Very good.
God bless you. Scott,
right.
Good to have you back, buddy.
Hey, see you, Scott. Thank you so much.
See you later.
All right.
You betcha.
Coach Bear.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
God
sir.
bless you. Keep up what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
SBU, I got new respect for you.
There you go.
We'll be back.
All right.
Art Haynes, Kansas City Chiefs, Missouri State, and Cardinal Baseball right here on Football
Friday.